Yo, 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 yo. Okay, I think my stream just like dropped. Uh-oh. Yes. Okay, sweet. We're back. We're back. Oh man, that was really bad for the viewers. All of the viewers left. Damn. All right, all right. Time to invite everybody back. Hold on. I shouldn't be having that issue anymore. I was messing with some settings, so that was actually really good. Really good experiment as well to check out what's going on with my settings there. Sweet. All right. So we're going to come back to this a little bit later. We're going to go back to the demo of the new one. So I think anybody that mixes can testify that arrangement is everything. So for example, I think the mix could be better. I think that the guitars can sound better if I had dry guitar stems. So I'm waiting for dry guitar stems on that one. And I'm gonna want to change up the guitar tones, maybe come back to it, fix up some mid-range stuff there. But anyway, that's a good example of arrangement. And here's another, again, going back to this song. So coming back to this is really intimidating because there's so much stuff going on. So we need to figure out what the heck is going on. So here it is one more time from the top. It plays. Here it is. There we go. Oi, oi, that's intimidating. I think that's like really the only way to describe it is that is intimidating. All right, we're going to go back to our, let's see, go back to, we're going to like break this down one by one, hopefully answer any questions anybody has along the way. And like I said, I'm going to work on taking more breaks. So I'm going to, actually, the more questions that y'all ask, the better, because the more breaks I need to take. Like I need to, the last few streams that I've been mixing on, I kind of got lost within the first hour as far as like sonically. What up, Call? I don't think I have Timeless. I don't have Timeless. What up? Thanks for joining us, Noah, and thanks for following today. All right, so let's just listen to this instrumental here. What? Was that in the original? It was. Okay. Wow. We got a lot of stuff to go through. So we're going to try to get through these one by one. And I'm going to mute all of them and then start from the top with the bass. It's really the only way that we can get it done. What up? Welcome back, Musictron. I'm sorry that we lost the stream. Depth is what I always struggle with, but I know it when I hear it. To be honest, I don't quite know how to achieve depth either. I think it's more about like the separation. So for example, in that last song that we listened to, which was a really great example of a change of depth, much deeper, right? Front to back depth is just totally different. I think that it's based around allowing, like, reallocating frequencies to areas that I think it was mostly like the mid-range in the last one. Everything was in the mid-range. It was really muddy in the mid-range, and it felt very flat. It felt like everything had the same exact frequency range, and it was way too stacked. The guitars, the vocals, everything was just fighting to each other, where in my mix, the guitars were darker compared to the vocals, which were brighter, but not as bright as the hi-hats, and the snare dynamically hit different as well. So the snare wasn't this super compressed thing. It pops out, and you let the transients pop out. Maybe that's what helps with depth too. I'm not exactly sure the science behind depth, but it is definitely a feel thing for sure. Anybody can feel it. All right, we're going to start this. All right, we're starting off on a good track. And you'll see me like go back and forth with the rough a lot, especially if the rough is good. Like this. Mo from the Fro asks, ooh, let's do this. Mo from the Foe asks, what are you looking for when you first play a song where you're mixing an entire song as opposed to solely vocals? I really only mix vocals, and the one time tried mixing a band, I kind of got overwhelmed. Okay. This is a good question. So the first thing that I do when I'm listening to a song in a rough mix is, and I try to ask this to myself as well as anybody that I'm listening with, to try to teach, anybody that I'm trying to mentor, with like interns, for example. We try to listen to the emotions. What are they trying to do? And often that's partially dynamics. Like, okay, this section gets loud, this section gets quieter, this section is... So we're looking for more like macro details, like what is the general mindset, framework, emotion of the song? And is it a party song? Are the drums driving everything forward? Is it a bass heavy song? Is it a vocals heavy? So we're trying to get the vibe of the song. So when we listen to the rough, I'm listening to where the vocals sit and how it makes me feel. Okay, the vocals were a little bit more in the, like, they're not as upfront as some other modern pop songs, which I know that Nicole likes. Nicole and Gavin really like their vocals far back. And so I'm trying to get the vibe of, especially if I'm listening to the rough mix, I'm trying to get the vibe of their rough mix. And when I play the entire song, I'm trying to get the general vibe of the entire song from front to back. I'm not really focused on specific elements yet. I will be when I do exactly what I'm doing right now, which is mute everything and kind of unmute them one by one. What are you looking for? Okay, so yeah. Hopefully that answered your question. When you're mixing the entire song as opposed to solely vocals. So on the other hand, with vocals, when you have like a 2-track beat and all you do is mix vocals, I think there's something to take away from that too. Like I really don't think anybody that's working on a song with lots of instrumentation like this should be doing too much. I mean, when you get a 2-track, you don't have control over it. You kind of just have to live with it and you carve it out for vocals and whatnot. I think it's the same thing to a certain degree, and I'm trying to collect my thoughts here and speak coherently. But I really don't think you have to do too much. And I don't think you have to overthink it. And I think the reason why people get overwhelmed with a lot of tracks like this is because they do too damn much. And they lose their sense of inspiration. Like when we first listen to the song, another thing that I do as well is try to be inspired. I'm seeking that inspiration. What is it about this music that's really catchy to me? What are the elements that makes me really happy? After catching that, then we focus into the details. But yeah, it's really easy to get overwhelmed. And that's how it is. And that's why I was talking about, like, listening to the rough mix and then trying to mix this down. I'm definitely, intimidated. And, yeah, but I think we're going to be fine. And I think we're going to find ways to enhance this without doing too much. But I mean, this is a great example. I think the hardest skill to have in mixing is knowing when not to do something. And I think I myself struggle with this a lot too. And I know for a fact everybody else does. Knowing when not to do something is one of the hardest and most important skills for a mixer. So we're going to go back and I'm going to try my very best to mix this down and try to do the least amount possible. Lou says, combination of filtering, transient, and bandwidth range is what I find the main three to be. There you go. Filtering, I assume like EQ, transients, yeah, that makes sense. The front, like when things pop out, bandwidth range. So bandwidth range, I mean like general spectral frequency range, like how much low end versus how much top end and the balance between the two and the mid range. All right, I think that makes sense. All right, let's keep going back to this mix here. So off the rip, I might change this later. I might make it a little bit more exciting later. But I think right now, leaving it where it is. Yeah, I have a feeling that this is going to get in the way with the drums, but we're going to leave it for now. Thank you for the follow, Classic Hongy B. What up? Going back to this here. Also, another trick that I like to do a lot on my bass is they say don't stereoize your bass, like keep it mono. BS, I call BS. It sounds better when it's wider a lot of times. Not every time. There's a lot of this stuff. I wonder if that's going to be an issue. There's a lot of this stuff, and this is where I usually want my kicks to hit. wonder if that's going to be an issue. We're just going to have to try things out and I think we're just going to have to keep it as that for now and kind of go on to it. Okay, here it is. Kick, live, bus, kick, sample. So we're going to have kicks to blend. Lots of top end peak there. Okay. Out of their original. I think this is a major part of the improvement that we can do, is the kick is not coming through at all on the. It almost comes in not at all. So I think that's what we're gonna do here is focus on that. And see what we do here. Love to get some more of that low end there, and I'm probably gonna end up flipping a touch. Get as much. I know I'm gonna wanna. That's the wrong one. Yeah, so I'm trying to get more punch, but trying to keep the headroom as well. So you see, losing some low end when I use the clipper, but I'm getting more headroom. We're going to have to kind of balance these two a bit more. I have a feeling the low end here is going to be the most important bit. So for example, I still really think, going back to this, I might even do like, I know that I've already added so much low end, I might even do a touch of this stuff just to kind of get more. We're going to need it to cut through. We're definitely going to need it to cut through the bass. What I don't want to do, like side chaining is a last resort. Typically, I try not to side chain as much as possible. We're just going to kind of like leave it there for now. So here's the live snare. And I'm probably going to actually, you know what? What I'm probably going to do is put these into a folder. Oh, what the heck happened? My computer's acting a little bit slow, but we're going to do this. Right click on it. I'm probably going to put it in its own folder here. Have that route to the drums. And then probably route the snare so I can EQ it all together, do things together here. Magic. Magnet. I really like that. That low end is super nice. Don't like what that did. Really don't like what that did. All right, we're gonna go into the next section here. Let's see what kind of EQ do we want to use for the top end? Because what I'm hearing is the top end of. Let's try some fresh air. I've been playing with this. I swore that I wouldn't use this when I first heard it, especially on vocals. This thing is really, really harsh. But on like instruments that need that top end, I think this sounds great actually. I think that we should have a little bit like, let's see what this does. This cleans up the low end too, I'm not going to lie to you. This definitely cleans up the low end a bit. We like that 200 hertz. Yeah, right here. I wish it was a little bit more higher up. Whatever. We like this. That sounds great. All right, what is this? Rack toms. I'm not going to change too much of it. He seems like he already did some. He already did some. If anything, I just want them to smack a bit more. So what are we going to do? Maybe like a transient designer? I don't know. Let's see what this does. Yeah. You know what? One of my favorite things to do on toms, actually, especially kind of give it that crush tone. This is definitely. This is going to be too much. I don't think it's going to work, but check this out. You lose a lot of that punch, that transient punch, but I'll probably just do that. All right, what's the secret to getting good hi-hat tracks? Okay, the secret to a good hi-hat track is that you mute it and you don't use it. That's the secret to a good hi-hat track. We're going to go into the overheads here. Oh, I did want the dry overheads. There was an overhead bus and it felt really wrong. So this is one thing that I do. A lot of others do it as well. But with overheads, I use these. I don't use them for just the cymbals. Okay. So I don't use these for just the cymbals. We're gonna try to get tone out of these. Do some squishy. What can we use to squish these? Oh, wrong one. Here we go. We might want to even smash them even more later. What if we do like this is something that I got recently. Has quickly became one of my most favorite plugins of all time. It's just super wild. I love it. And we're gonna do clip here, overshoot clip. Here we go. And the last thing that we're going to do is check for phasing. Especially in the kick and snare, we need to check for the phasing. I think the snare sounds a little bit more full with it on. That was really hard to tell. So actually there's not too much phasing stuff going on. It's mic'd well. We're just going to turn it down to a reasonable amount because we don't. Another thing that people tend to do is turn up the cymbals way too much. We definitely don't want too much cymbal. I'm going to have to turn all of these drums down when we get to it because we're already kind of pushing the headroom here. We have very little headroom already. All right, next we're going to do drum mid. Oh, that's the center channel. Oh, okay. They gave me like a middle crotch mic type deal. All right, we're going to smash the bajoseph out of this. Ooh, okay, hold on. Do I have... No, I only have the curve bender. What is the... I'm looking for, like... The... Oh... What am I looking for? We're going to leave that as an option for now. Hold on. I might want... Let me see what the kind of push the limits on this guy. Push the limits. The Zener limiter. You know exactly what I was going for. I don't think I have a Zener right now, though. That's just way too clean. Like, I need it to, like, smash. Do I have a Zener limiter? Oh, man. No, hold on. Plugin Alliance has something that does that. They have their... It was like the Lindell something. No, it's the 33609 type, if I'm not mistaken. Still, though, let's see what this does. You limit off, compress. We increase the input here. I think it sounds cool, but I'm not gonna lie to you, this sounds cooler. That sounds super cool. We're gonna just and check for phase with this one as always. Even turn it up. See, even now, like, it's all of that low end information is being like muddied up around like 100 to 200 hertz. It's causing the kick to not have to go through. So I'm gonna have to touch that up a little bit later. Just for now. I'm not hearing any crazy difference. Usually, if there's like issues, there's gonna be a pretty obvious difference. The last one, the room microphones. I'm probably gonna add this into a bus. Room. These go to drums 0.1. We're gonna have some fun with these. We're gonna again smash the holy Joseph out of these. Up. That's going up on its own. All right. Let's see what we can do. Oh, what if we just go full on? Release. There we go. More into it. Alright, the Pro Tools is acting a little bit slow, probably because I got so much things going on. It's just making me giggle because it sounds so crazy. All right, let's just for the heck of it, I want to hear what it sounds like. There's so much dimensionality when they're... for the heck of it too, why don't we make it just a little bit wider? And it gives it so much space. And then this is the drum bus. So this is the original drum sounds. And so I'm probably just going to smash the crap out of this as well and blend this in. So like, again, as much we keep the original transients from the original stuff, so we're kind of bringing up all that middle stuff. This may not sound good. It may sound great. We'll find out. I have no idea. All right, put in the chat. What plugin do you want me to see? What plugin do you want me to use? What do you think would be a good room smashing or a parallel drum bus type compressor? Do I have the PYE comp? Here's my list of plugin companies that I have. Hey, but on that note, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. I need to pee. So while you're commenting, what type of? I actually think I have. Maybe not. Oh yeah, the Kramer pie. Let's try it. Let's try it. But I'm gonna go back to the bathroom. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. We're gonna try that. Let me know what plugins you think I should use. I'll play some music as well while I'm gone. Here's some lo-fi for your needs. All right, I'm back. All right. Here we go. Let's see what this Eddie Kramer one does. Let's do it. Oh. Oh shoot! What is that? Sweaty X Freak? Thank you for subscribing 2 months in a row, my boy! I appreciate that. I have this thing going on right now where every time you subscribe, someone subscribes, it triggers my tag. Sweaty Freak. Thank you so much. I love it. I love it. Did y'all hear that tag? Hold on. I want to make sure. Did that tag come through? Did y'all hear my mix tag there? Oh, holy crap. This thing is disgusting. I love how crazy these drums are. We're still going to have to figure out this bass stuff. We really need to figure out this bass stuff. gonna just lower the headroom here a touch. Now we have the drum bus, everything going. Let's do I want to do a little bit of that. A little saturation here. Let's see what this does. Holy crap, those cymbals are coming in really hot. Wait a second. Where's it coming from, though? Where am I going to take it out of? Why is it not playing the instrumental? What the heck? Did I route it wrong? Oh, that's definitely routed right. Oh, yeah. There it is. I want to get that whistle stuff out. That's annoying. Come on, bring it back. Where's it? What the heck? Why isn't it just playing this? Am I routing something crazy? Are y'all hearing something, seeing something that I'm not? What is this routing to? This. Yeah. Which is going to the instrumental, which is going to the mix bus. Why am I not getting audio? Now I am. I guess it was just because it wasn't in the folder. Interesting. Okay, so it's not coming from that. Okay, is it coming from this? Yeah, a lot coming from that. Oh my Lanta. Okay, that's where a lot of that's coming from. Yeah, we're not even gonna mess around. I'm just gonna whoop gone. I don't need that. I don't need you. I don't need you. That sounds so much cleaner. Well, you know what we need? We definitely need... I know what we need for this. Let's try this. Let's just try. Yeah, we definitely need more top end. Let's do what do we want? I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's be honest. And that's a good thing. I think I do want a little bit of that. A touch of this and definitely some. Let's do this. I think this is going to have some better top end here. Where is that coming from? Now my computer's starting to really overload. Cleaner. Okay, now everything together. Sorry, the cymbals were kind of getting in the way. All right. What on YouTube? Musictron asks, "What interface are you using in the home studio?" I am currently using. I just got a new one actually. I still own the Apollo. I have an Apollo 8 Gen 2, like the blackface one in Studio B in the Mix Studios. We still use that one for the studio, but I had an Apollo Twin as a secondary interface for a long time that I was using, and I'd leave it up here on the top of my desk. But recently that Apollo died. In fact, it's in the trash. I didn't even try to sell it or anything. It was super dead. And I got a new interface. I got a Motu 828ES. It's like $1,000, but it's got a lot of routing. It's got great review converters. It does feel a little bit cheap. Like the hardware itself feels a little bit cheap, but so far it's been really reliable. It sounds great and has a lot of I/O options. So, and I just have like this little side rack here. In fact, I could pull this camera down and show you. I wonder if it'll. See it. Hey, test, test. You can see me like talking on the mic with it. So I have this little side rack down here. This cable is charging my phone. The cable management is crazy. Like I'm trying to manage these cables. I'm hiding it all. But it's wild. Still, this is like the private home studio bedroom setup that I'm doing. I used to mix in the Mix Studios a lot, and I hope to in the future again, but during the summer last year, it was getting way too overbooked. Way too many, and good problems to have. Like, way too many people were trying to book the studio, and so out of necessity, I was forced to kind of start mixing from home, and yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. Yeah, Motu. I never thought I'd actually use Motu. But I mean, I'm actually really impressed with how well it's working now. Alrighty. Go back. Yo. Why is the bass down here? What the heck? Just done that on accident. That off for now. I might use that later. I need more headroom. All right. For now, we're starting to get into a good place here. For the percussion. Percussion claps. All right, that's like the entire thing. I'm gonna reorganize all this stuff. I don't hear them at all in the demo. I don't hear them at all. But I think it'd be dope to like widen them up a bit. Maybe add some. Much. It does look cool. What up? What up, Shamalama V? Hey, yo. Long time no see. Actually, hold on. Let me I have something to show you, Vince. Let me get through this little section here though. What up, Evan? Thanks for joining us on YouTube. Anybody watching on Instagram, on YouTube, or on Facebook, you should come to the Twitch stream. Twitch is for the cool cats. I get all those notifications first. There's a lot more options to interact with me. Things of that nature. And if you're already on Twitch, and if you're on the computer, then go to the About section. I've totally revamped my About section. So you can like click on stuff, do some other things. Important, but not that important. Wait. That's going to be like really hard to do. Evan says, I've listened to the podcast on Spotify before. It's nice. Thank you so much for listening, Evan. Anybody else that's interested? I do have podcasts with over 2.5 years worth of content, over 250,000 downloads, and actually potentially hundreds of thousands of listeners around the world. Actually probably closer to like 60 to 80,000 listeners around the world listening to the Mixing Music Podcast. If you want to learn more about mixing, check out the Mixing Music Podcast. It's a free resource for learning how to mix, potentially even grow your business online. All right, we're gonna come back to this here. He committed the panning too, so. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Yeah. Where's that tambourine? We need a little bit of top end on this. We're probably going to want to squeeze down on this as well. I think, honestly, just using something like this. I think it's interesting because, like, I'll always say, and you'll hear a lot of people say, like, okay, the less is more and stuff. But at the same time, there's a big part of me that straight up is like, what's the point of me using the plugin if I can't hear the damn thing? So, like, there's a little part of me that's like, always like, oh, I don't really hear it. I mean, I can, but like, I'm not gonna like. I want it. I want more of it. I'm putting it on purpose. And that was a perfect example of that. I was like, oh, yeah, I could use less, but I want to hear this thing. I like the panning. Thank you, Evan. Appreciate it. What's up? I do not am Chessmon. Hi. Thanks for joining the stream. I really don't like the tambourine. I'm sorry, I really don't like the tambourine. Turn it down. Also, I might want to cut some EQ out of the tambourine. Alright, it is doing too much. I'm sorry, it is doing too much. Turn that down. It's like, it's not doing too much. Yeah, it definitely was doing too much. What do you use on your bus groups? That's a good question. Alright, so on my bus groups, it's all sorts of things. EQ, compression, saturation, whatever I need to kind of get that finished tone. Yeah, there's no straight up answer. It's whatever. We're already getting a lot more depth in here. Keys bus. Oh, sweet. Okay, I might be able to just skip all of this. There's another set of, like, individuals that I may not need. There's an active. And, oh, crap. I didn't mean to do them all. Alright. Make those mini. Here it is. What do we do for a bus? First off, we're gonna do some saturation. So you'll notice on the drums and on the bass, well, mostly the drums, you'll see this. Check this out. So the way that I've EQ'd everything out, I've kind of done it on purpose here. Big space right here. Vocals are gonna be here. Vocals are gonna be, a lot of vocals are gonna be here. So, and we have a lot of like space right here for the other instruments, because we know a lot of guitars are going to be up here for the top end, down here for the low end. So we're going to, vocals usually sit a lot around 1K, the way that I do it. Potentially, we'll see how we do it. Let's see what happens when we boost. When I boost around this stuff, it like fills in nicely. Like you can almost feel like the Tetris sensation of like frequencies kind of filling in. What's your perspective on having those perks that loud? Well, I love Michael Jackson and Earth, Wind & Fire. In fact, I think it could guitar tone more. I don't like that tambourine sound, I'm not going to lie to you. But everything else, like the congas, I think the congas come up. What is the percussion? The percussion is the essence of funk. It's the essence of rhythm. We need more. All right, maybe not that much actually, but and really the only thing I'm going to do, what else on this keys for now? If they have any effects on it. See what they're doing on the keys. Their keys are quiet, actually. Move this up here to you guys. They have strings as well and horns. Probably even gonna do this, like, just give them some more space too. Although I might keep those centered because the strings are going to be wide and potentially the horns are going to be wide too. Actually, we're not going to use this at all. F it. It doesn't make sense. We're going to keep those relatively in the middle, wherever they're at. I like the perks louder. Sounds more pop genre, especially like Michael Jackson wave pop. Oh, drums should be loud like that. Get the grooves like that Daft Punk record. Yeah. I mean, that's part of my mixing style too, like on a personal level. Like if you go to listen to any of my mixes that I've done in the past. So, for example, if you go to like there's my portfolio. If you want to listen to my stuff on Spotify, and you can hear like drums are a big part of me. Like I love the music where like it grooves, it's percussion. I'm a vocalist myself, which is kind of funny. I'm like one of the only vocalists that appreciates Snarky Puppy more than a great jazz singer. Like as a band. Like I really love instrumentation. But I don't know, like for me the drums really drives a song and translates the energy is just it translates so well. For example, like if you turn up the bass, it doesn't get people dancing. But if you turn up the drums, it potentially can get people dancing. But that being said, I was going to say you can do too much drums. But out of, like, I've done, like, hundreds, if not thousands of mix feedback, listening to a bunch of other people's mixes, as I've been doing that my entire career. I think I can for sure say that most people don't have enough drum transient and drum going through, and I can't recall anything off the top of my head where I have to tell people, yo, turn the drums down. Like, I don't think I've had to tell people turn the horns down, turn the strings down, turn the vocals down, turn everything else down, but very rarely will I ever tell someone to turn the drums down because people are too afraid to kind of get that extra push. What does your day-to-day consist of? Are you doing audio full-time? I am doing audio full-time. And my day-to-day is totally off the wall. 80% of my days are dedicated to kissing my children, because I'm a proud daddy, and literally, that's not like some sort of like simp term. I'm literally actually like a father of two, and I try to spend as much time with them as possible. I also own In the Mix Recording Studios, which is super important. Hold on. There you go. Hold on. Here we go. I'm kind of like, I'm changing things up. So if you do it now, hold on. Here we go. So if we do studio, you could go to the website of my studio here. And yeah, I have a studio as well. So I do that as well. Spend time doing that. All these links are clickable on Twitch. I'm sorry, Evan. I know that you're on like YouTube, and I know JTrades3. What up? Hell yeah! Thanks for the knowledge drop. But yeah, I've been listening to Timbaland and Pharrell and Tame Impala and beginning to really appreciate full sounding drums. No, for real though. And granted, the same person that mixes most, like all of Pharrell's stuff, is my mentor. So his name is Leslie Brathwaite, and that's one of my mentors. I love him to death, and I think that I get a lot of that from him as well. I mean, and granted, like I'm not. I grew up in Chicago, so I listened to a lot of like hip hop and R&B and rap type stuff. Like I love Chris Brown to death and Neo, but at the same time, as a mixer, I don't really enjoy mixing rap as much as I do like pop in whatever function. So it's like if it's like rap but within the pop realm of rap, or if it's like R&B but within the pop realm, like deep R&B, go to Lou. Like I think that's the best way to go, because if Lou's still in the chat, like deep R&B, I think Lou has a really nice sound. If you're looking for like Chris Brown, Trey Songz type shit, that's definitely within my realm for sure. Graduated from Lars. Sorry, I'm not local, so I don't know Los Angeles Recording School. That makes sense. I'll keep the studio in mind. Yeah, for sure. Come through. I feel you. I understand your philosophy. On my side, give the snare more focus when it hits. Maybe ducking the perks every time it hits. But I like the energy you get with your approach. Keep it up. Appreciate it, man. I don't agree with you for this, at least not yet. And I don't think that's necessary. If I sidechain it, that's going to make it more EDM. I assume you come more from like an electronic background with a comment like that. But I don't. That actually may be good, but I don't think I'm gonna do that yet. I don't think I'm gonna do that yet. And we're gonna go on to the next section here. Some guitars. All right, let's check out these guitars. I think guitars is, if it's clean guitars like this, I'm good with it. But I'm not good with like rock guitars. I'm like, when it comes to like the more distorted guitars are, I'm just like not good with them. So luckily these are clean guitars and I don't have to do too much already off the top. Tremolo guitar looks like. Oh, that's dope. Tremolo 2. I don't think I'm gonna do too much. All right. And we're going to come back. And we're going to tweak this little by little. And honestly, these guitar tones sound amazing. I don't feel like I need to do anything with them. All right. I know what to do with this one. I think it'd be dope to do... I think it'd be dope to do something really long like this. What up, Evan? Thank you. Yeah, Evan, I appreciate you. Yeah. Been blessed. These guitar, actually, you know what? I do not know how to pronounce your name. M. Chessmon. You know what? I think I will add a little bit more top end in that snare area there a little bit later, but not yet though. But let's talk about okay, now it's kind of like, where's that? I think in the snares folder there's what? Why am I not getting that, like, the crunch that I want so much? Let's do something like this. It's not doing what I want it to do. Is it clipping too much? Are you kidding me? Are y'all hearing this solo? What the heck? And remember, we've already got keys now. We got guitars coming in. We still have a whole horn bus and string. So like, there's so much of that crucial mid-range harmonic information that we're gonna have to get to. It's crazy. That guitar sounds so nice. Oh my gosh, I want more. But I can't. I gotta be patient. Because, like, this is, like, the normal, typical thing to happen is, like, you get so excited, like, oh, the guitar sounds so good, it's so dope, and then you turn it up, and then by the end, everything's way too loud. Just gotta let it fit. Just gotta let it fit. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think I need to do anything for this. I'm gonna leave it be for now. I'm gonna first use the wet stems. Ooh, okay. We want a little bit more crunch. I think I'm gonna have to use that dry stem. I think the reverb is cool, but. What up, Noah? Thank you so much for subscribing with Prime. I appreciate that. That's a big deal. Appreciate it. I hope that the little tag came through. Nah, we're gonna have to. I really think that I'm just gonna have to use the dry stem. Bring these down. Like, the reverb sounds really cool, and I can emulate it, but I'm gonna have to wanna. Let's see if I do this instead. This is just so exciting. And I definitely do want a little bit of that, like, that room verb. Actually, you know what? This is actually probably a great time. This is actually a great time to bring up something very important. Let's read this list. I have a notes. And I know this is hard to read for all y'all in the chat, so I'm going to read this for y'all. I think I just expanded it enough where we can read it. All right, magnets, 100 BPM. It's left aligned, so you can place it on the 100 BPM grid, but I just don't want space and whatever. Okay, all caps are buses. I've already done this. Referencing Silk Sonic, overall spaciness, i.e. the opening track, which sonically, I don't think he's asking sonically. I think he's talking about, like, the spaciness and the reverb. Like, everything's pretty mono in that mix. I already listened to it. Except for the reverb. The reverb is the only thing that's relatively wide. Levitating, Dua Lipa, cool. Okay, we want the song to feel like a magical experience, like you're at Disneyland, a total escape from reality. I didn't really dial in reverbs and delays, especially on vocals, so no need to stick to that. I want the delays and the reverbs to be really spacey and fantastical, like you're going to blast off into space on Space Mountain, haha. Think Eventide Black Hole, certain Valhalla things, Space Echoes, whatever. Especially lines like fly me off into the atmosphere. So he's talking about automation now. In the second verse, lots of delays, reverb, throws, etc. So yeah, lots of automation here. The hook section after the choruses, magnets should be more about the horns than the vocals. That horn line is probably the primary hook of the song over any vocal melody. So we're going to automate the horns as well. It should make every listener play air trumpet and air trombone. Okay, as typical for Nicole's songs, there's a lot going on. Drums, horns, strings, vocal stacks, guitars, keys, etc. Anything you can do to really make each element have its moment and its own space would be awesome. So yeah, really push this one to the limit as far as creative mixing, space, and color goes. We want this song to feel like a full send. Nothing held back, ultra modern despite the retro vibe. Tons of color, space, dimension, etc. in a fantastical way, not on planet Earth. Great. Hit me up with any questions as you go, and don't worry about matching the demo too much. I'm not too glued to it. I don't feel great about it. I want to see what you can do creatively with this. They say this, and this is the thing, too. They'll say this, and people will say this, but I know that if I change it too much, They're not gonna like it. I know it's always the same thing. So here's like pictures of. And can we do like a little? Can we like emote some applauses for Gavin for putting this together? Like this is such a great. This is literally like, hold on, where's the clap emotes? I need some clap emotes in the chat. That's what it is. I'm trying to find the clap emotes. I don't know where they are. We need some claps for Gavin because he put this together so well. He gave me references, he gave me wet stems and dry stems. There are very few musicians and artists that take that step seriously when it comes to like the production bit. Like not enough people like put in great information, great notes, put in pictures. I mean, let me pull up the whole folder that he gave me. So he gave me the whole PDF, unprocessed stems, Gavin processing, and then a demo mix. Like 4 simple folders in a single folder named something magnet stems for Dee Kei. Like what great way to send files. Like I love this so much. And actually, yeah, it really does. It really does. And I think that the more you do it, the more that you have a career. Like don't expect for people to be that professional when you just start. Like nobody knows what's going on. They slowly start to figure it out. They make mistakes and they're like, oh wait, maybe I should prepare the engineer a little bit better. Like that comes from experience, and experience only comes from time. So if you have like a 14-year-old kid that you're offering to do for free because you're 15, and they send you stuff like this, I'd be like, okay, what's going on, Einstein? Like do you need to go to like a mental institute to like like what? Why did you do this? I think it comes with time, and the longer that you're in the industry, and the more you work, and the more reliable you are, like everybody else drops off. The people that can't handle the pressure, that don't want to do it after a while, they slowly start to drop off, and like everybody that was higher quality that stuck around, like because if you're 30, okay, the first step is like high school. Lots of people quit after high school, right? And then after high school, you get into college age, where lots of people start doing music, and lots of people continue doing music. And then the real trick is anybody after college, or even if you don't go to college, like around that age, if you stick it through till 30, then most of the people that were doing music are no longer doing music. So anybody else that's doing music at the age of 30 and up, like they're really serious, especially if they're doing it full time. Like you're not doing full-time music at 30 years old and you haven't figured out this shit and like haven't gotten really professional. So I think it's just a matter of time. I think getting awards, getting recognitions, working with big artists. So like, for example, I think Evan, you mentioned my like artist list for my website, right? I have really big names on there. and all that stuff, that's relatively depending. I want to be careful with this because I know that some people are going to complain and be like, not for me, Dee Kei, but I think relatively speaking, if you're in the game long enough, then awards, recognition, credits, all that jazz is relatively inevitable. I think it's inevitable. Like I think that if you're just in the game for so damn long, then you're gonna find your people. You're gonna find the people that help lift you up. You're gonna lift them up. They're going to become more professional. You're going to become more professional. It's definitely not like a one-way route. Like, you're not just living your life doing the same exact thing the entire time and then everybody around you becomes more professional. I think it's like all around. So, yeah, no, I'm really, really, really thankful and blessed and absolutely, absolutely grateful for the professionals that work with me. And to be fair, and this is a part of the business part, the entrepreneur business side of me. I will say this time and time and time again. This is a slight take, a business take on a quote from Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson says, never ever raise your children to become people that you hate. Right? So in his book, 12 Rules for Life, he talks about it in a way that like, okay, you need to be honest with people, and if they're doing something that you don't like, don't pretend like you're okay with it. You have to tell them, hey, I'm not a super fan of this. So it's your responsibility. You don't ever want to raise the people around you. Raise your children to become someone that you hate. You have to be honest. So in the business sense of that, I am a firm believer that you pick your clientele, all right? You definitely choose who you work with. For example, if you're an engineer that's like, I'm so tired of working 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. for these rappers that all they do is smoke blunts, and I get high from this secondhand smoke every night, and I don't have a 401, I don't have good business going on. I don't give a, like, this is a very common story, especially like in LA, right? I don't give a shit. Like, that is your fault to the extreme. You pick your clientele. You know what you could have done and could have done 10 years ago or however long, 5 years ago or right now, is you could say no to those clients, which gives you time to say yes to clients that you want. Now, I think that there's a balance here, like especially in the early stages and this is part of the reason why you may not want to jump into full-time. Okay, so on the podcast, we have an episode from about a month and a half ago called Why You May Want to Have a Part-Time Job, or maybe the reasons why you may want to go part-time with music is because if you're worried about money, then you have to say you're put into a corner and you have to say yes to many more people, or you feel like you have to say yes to so many more people, so you end up getting trapped in this vicious cycle of working with people you don't want to work with because you need the money, all right? And it's crazy because you really do choose your clientele. Like, if you say no to those people, like, for example, from now on, something that I'm going to do, I'm going to say this on the stream and I'm going to stick to my word with this, is I'm no longer working with people that smoke. I don't want to track with people that smoke. So I'm going to continue to work with the people that I've already started working with, but on a personal level, I'm probably not going to work with people that smoke. Just because anybody that smokes, especially because at the studio we have this rule, no tobacco. They're allowed to smoke weed, like with papers, but absolutely no backwoods, no funnel, no sprinkling of the tobacco in the stuff. Absolutely no tobacco. And unfortunately, and then maybe this is just a culture that I'm just not understanding, but 9 times out of 10, anybody that smokes tobacco don't care about the rules and don't respect you, and then you end up being their, excuse my language, you end up being their bitch, like straight up as an engineer, and that is not what I want to do at all. At all. And I don't like, and potentially, like, truly speaking, I just don't want to do that. And I don't want to work with people that, like, I don't care if they smoke, but not in the studio. You're not allowed to smoke around me. I don't care if the studio you're allowed to smoke, but you're definitely not allowed to smoke in the room with me. And if you can't obey that, then you're not my client. I don't want to work with you. All right, I'm reading some comments. I'm listening at a studio. I'm volunteering for live sound at a church. I have one client from high school who I charge mixes for. I'd love to get more money doing audio. I think that's a great place to start. Like, and here's the thing too. This part of the podcast episode that I was mentioning, which you should go out and check out. Again, if you type in !podcast, you can get links to the podcast. Scroll down to an episode just like a few episodes ago, called Why You May Want to Work Part-Time. All right. Okay, so it's I know a lot of people that do music full-time, audio full-time as well, that are absolutely miserable. And it's very high stress, especially because most people that are professionals, you need to start off tracking. And tracking, unfortunately, can be super high stress. And a lot of people that are looking for the lowest cost option, and it's just like, if we're talking about the 80-20 rule, right? If you've heard of that, the 80-20 rule is like, we always find out that you put in 80% of the work for 20% of your income, and there's things that you do that are only 20% of the work and 80% of your income, right? So we're always trying to figure out the 20-20s, 80-20s in our life and in our business. And I forgot why I went on that tangent, but I think for me, a lot of my 80% of my stress was coming from tracking, which is why I moved to mixing mostly, because now, after a while, mixing was 20% of my work and 80% of my income. And then now it definitely is that way. And then there's parts of it now where, like, even now mastering, which I do a lot of mastering for labels, like big label sessions. And because I'm not a mastering engineer, like okay, fine. I have like $10,000 mastering grade speakers, but that's not like, I don't promote myself as a mastering engineer, but like now I'm having to think about 80-20 with mastering compared to mixing and like how that goes now. So I have to so like for mixing, for example, especially with like clientele demand, I charge around $500 a song. If I don't, then I'm not gonna mix. Like it's just better for me to master stuff. Like, I can master 5 songs at $100 a song in the same amount of time or less amount of time than a mix. So, like, it doesn't make sense unless I charge at least $500. Like, and so it allows me to say no. All right, I'm getting on really crazy tangents, and there's lots of comments coming in, so I'm going to read this. I work part-time at a restaurant. I think that's a great idea. Like, whatever it does. More importantly, like, if that leads you to being able to say no to people that you don't want to work with, even better. Even better. Because the worst thing that you can do is start saying yes to people that you know you're not going to enjoy, you're not going to have fun with, and then they're like, bro, why aren't you enjoying my music? And now you have someone that's like, never work with that guy, he doesn't like working with you, and you might even leave, worst case scenario, he leaves a bad review on your Google because you didn't want to work with him and he felt it, blah, 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 blah. You need word of mouth, accelerated word of mouth. And the only way to get accelerated word of mouth is blow the minds of people you work with. Like, really go above and beyond and overdo it for these people. And the only way you do that is by working with people you love. Like Noah 10558 says, I totally agree. I have a full-time job that I'm not a fan of, but I have enough for all of my bills, and I get to do music on the side for now until I can do it full-time. Awesome. I think that, again, that's a really great scenario to be in. Oh no smoke around studio gear. Yes, I agree. Thumbs up to that. D Tone Smith on YouTube says, yeah, keep talking. Not gonna NG about this. Wait, hold on. NG, not gonna lie? Not gonna? Keep talking NG about this. Hold on, maybe I'm just like way too Gen Y. And I'm getting old. I don't know what NG is. Yes, I'd hate to track people that suck at hours I don't want to work just to lose my passion for that. Gotta find a way. How do you deal with stoners? First off, now that I live in LA and have a commercial studio, I could say that there are many different types of stoners. For example, there are stoners that are actually wonderful to be around when they're high, and they somehow maintain a decent amount of their intelligence, and they answer questions, they ask questions, they stay interested, they stay involved. I would say that that's a far minority of the people that stick around that do that. But no, they definitely exist. So I'm not saying that if you smoke, that's the bottom line, that's the bottom dollar. No. But how do you deal with stoners? Well, I say no. Personally, I say no. No, or I give them a price that's way more expensive. Like, for example, with studio work in the studio, if you want to book the studio, then you have to pay for the studio time, and then you have to pay for my time. My time at this current moment in time is usually around $50 an hour. But I will tell people that I don't want to work with $75 an hour. Like $65 to $75 to $80 an hour, because if they're willing to pay, then sweet, I'm getting an extra bonus. But I really don't want to work with those people. So, like, at the very least, if you don't want to say no, then charge a price that it would be worth it for you. Like, I think that's the best way of saying no. Instead of saying no, you say, hey, yeah, but I charge way more than you thought. And if they're willing to pay, then no. But then again, and at that point, like, if they're paying you enough, again, that has to be a substantial amount. Because if they tell their friends and they're willing to pay you for that price, and now a bunch of these rappers that love to smoke and smoke you out every single session, and if that's what you build a clientele around, like, whatever you're charging, the extra amount you're charging for that, it better be worth it. Back in college, okay, Noah says, back in college, we would track in our studio a fair amount, and 99% of them smoked before going in. That's fair. At least they did it before they went in, right? Some of them were great to work with, and others I just couldn't get them to be professional enough for a session. I think so, and I want to say something, but I don't, hey, don't judge me for this. Okay, hold on, I'm actually going to read this. I do lots of band tracking. My rules are do whatever gets you in the zone before session time. That includes drinking or smoking, because when we go, we don't stop. Amen. Okay, that's actually a huge caveat. For example, Rihanna is famous for having to get sloppy drunk before she starts recording, before she starts writing. Leslie told me that Lauryn Hill always called her ex-boyfriend and got pissed off and started yelling on the phone with him before she started writing music. She had to start a fight before she went into the recording booth every single time. That's the only way for her to get in the zone. And some people have whatever crazy thing that they have to do before they jump up and step up to the free throw line, whatever their rhythm is, right? And you have to respect that. And for some people, they have to be crazy stoned. But I think the point that I'm trying to make specifically for me, and this is me and not on behalf of you, is if I say no smoking in the room, that doesn't mean you can't come into the room stoned. It means don't smoke in the room. So it's more of a matter of respect. And I don't care who you are. Like, for example, like I was blessed to work with Kanye when he did the Sunday service tours, right? And most of the people that were on his team were extremely respectful. It was great. It was high stress, but they were extremely respectful. And it was awesome. They were paying me a decent amount of money, so they respected me, and there was respect going around. Oh, that was a typo. I'm glad. All right. So, and usually there's this respect issues as well for people that are less experienced, lower paying, and it just comes with the territory as you build your brand. Like, you can't just start off the bat charging way more than everybody else with no credits, I mean, you could, but you're going to grow a lot slower. And the great thing about working with anybody and everybody that you can is the word of mouth. If you can blow everybody's minds and have 100 clients a day, versus like if you can make the same amount of money working with 100 clients in a month versus and twice as much work versus 20 clients a month and less than half the amount of work, it's going to be better for you in the beginning stages to work with the 100 clients a month and twice as much amount of work for the same amount of money. And the reason why I say this is because of the word of mouth. The more people that you not touch physically, but emotionally, like the more people you touch and you showcase your work to, the more people are out in the streets saying, you're awesome. And now those people hear it, especially with mixing or any sort of audio, it's less about how good you are. It's more about the trust factor. So for example, if I went up to you, Evan, and I was like, you should get your stuff mastered by this person. They did such a great job with my stuff. I rely on them. Then now you've never heard of this person mastering person. But you now off of that instant, like off of that single recommendation, now there's a chance you might hire them in the future, or at least you have a good view of them. And that's what you want. So in the beginning stages, you're going to have to create demand, you have to work with everybody. But once you have demand, once you have too many people working with you and you have to say no to people, then it's going to be better if you raise your prices. And that's going to be when you get to that point, it's going to be pretty obvious. Like, there's not going to be like a decision. It's going to be like, oh crap, I have way too much stuff going on. It's my mental health or doing less work. Like, someday you're going to get to that point. You should never force your way into that point due to pride or because I think I should be charging more. No, it should be out of demand. And that's just economics, like supply demand. Okay, hold on. I'm missing a lot of comments here. Okay, some of them are great to work with. I just couldn't get them to be professional enough for the sesh. Whatever gets in the zone, yes. Evan on YouTube says, what's your best advice for me just graduating from Los Angeles recording schools, interning and volunteering to get more money and more clients? First off, I think for the money thing, it's going to come in time. Like, are you interning at a bigger studio right now? If you're already interning at a studio that you like the clientele of, that you want, this is important. If you're not one of my interns right now was previously interning for Warren Hewart, Produce Like a Pro. And I love Warren Hewart. I think he's a dope dude, and I love his channel. But the reason why he left and came to me, who is much less significant than the online hype that Warren Hewart has around him, is because Warren Hewart doesn't work with the type of artists and clientele that I do. And this intern really likes the style of music that we work on. It's a lot more modern, a lot more younger, compared to the styles of music that Warren works on. And I think this is important. Like, if you're interning at a studio, or interning with any sort of engineer or producer or working with clients, you should keep in mind what you want to do in the future. Again, you build your clientele. So if you're not a rock dude at all, but the best internship that you're able to get is a high tier rock studio, then I don't know. You may want to pick and choose what's better for you. But yeah, I think getting money, tracking. I mean, but if you're interning at a studio, they're not gonna give you a chance to track, depending on how big the studio is. Like if it's a established studio, you're not gonna get the chance to track and make money for at least a year or two. Like not even close. So if it's like okay, he said private studio, owner lets me come down and observe the session, let me track artists. Okay, great. Then that's a great way to start building clientele. Is he paying you? If he's not paying you to track, then that's kind of messed up. Even if it's minimal, even if it's like at least 10 to 15 minimum wage, especially in LA, like you better be at least getting $15 an hour minimum to track. If he's having you track for free as the tracking engineer, then come intern at my spot. All right. Okay, to get more money and more clients. Also, etiquette-wise, there's something called sniping. You don't want to snipe his clients. That means clients find you through their studio. For example, person A likes the person that you're interning for and their studio, and then person A like finds you and like really likes you, and they really like your stuff. All right. And then what you do is like, hey, you could work with me through this studio and through this person who's probably taking a cut off the top. But if you just come to my home studio or my personal studio and I charge much less, that's called sniping, and that's very unethical and is very bad. I do not recommend that. That's going to kill your career, potentially like really kill your career. So don't do that. While the acts get in the zone, I, as the engineer, talk to the producer or the adult and plan out the session, including double checking my gear and cables so I'm extra ready. That's a good point too. Oftentimes, especially in these higher level sessions, there's extra producers, songwriters, A&R in the room with you. The point is whoever's paying for the session is the boss. So even if there's a producer, but the artists themselves are paying for the session, which is only really a thing in the independent world, then you listen to whoever's being paid for, even if they're out of their mind. That being said, if the artist gives you explicit go to listen to whatever he says, then that's a different thing. But having that communication is important. Knowing who the right person to talk to is absolutely important. Private studio owner lets me come down, observe session. Okay, I already read this. Recorded reason from TDE second time. TDE, that's amazing. How do you approach artists that you like? Open mic night? Yo, yeah, this is good. How do you approach? So first off, if you go to an open mic night, let's say that's a scenario. You go to an open mic night and you're an engineer and there's an artist that you really enjoyed. Okay, and the artist was really good and you're like, oh my gosh, I'd love to work with this person. There's a balance of, I think I could do good work with this person. I would be excited, which in turn they would get excited. I think that me giving my time to this person would make them happy and would make me happy. If obviously when you qualify and get to that point, then I honestly think the best thing to do is go up to them and be like, yo, after the show, you did an amazing job. Hype them up. Did an amazing job. I really loved your stuff. I'd love to get you into the studio. And they might say no, partially because they don't know you and you're this random person. Again, there's no border, like there's no bottom line trust that's already built. Like you're just this random person that, now it's different. For example, when I host open mic nights or Pass the Aux, I own the studio. In the dominance hierarchy, I am the man. In the social dominance hierarchy, I am the man when they come to the studio. So when I come up to them afterwards, I have leverage. They're like, I own this spot that you like, that you love, and you already trust me because, or else you wouldn't have come here, right? And this was a good event, and you trust me more. So it's a lot easier. They almost never say no when I approach them in open mic scenarios that I host. But if I go to somebody else's open mic night, then there's no bottom line trust. Like you're just this random other person that came to hang out with them. So I would just say, like, take it slow. Don't force anything. Just be like, yo, let's jam. No pressure. Let's hang out. Let's have you come to my studio. Let's see if something happens. And just kind of leave it like that. I think that's the best way to go. Instead of saying, like, let me give you all the free mixes and the free track and blah, 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 blah. Like, just be careful with it because you don't want to scare them away, too. All right, Noah on Twitch says, the money comes with the experience and time spent with practice. Absolutely. I literally mastered a 15-song album for a close friend of mine, and I charge $350. That's dope. That's dope. And I think that's a great deal. Like, honestly, your friend should be thanking you because that's a really good deal for mastering. 15 songs for $350. Holy cow, that's a really good deal. And I think that, and that's the thing too, like I never post my prices. Everything is a quote based because if you have a master or if you have a mix, if you need me to do a mix, but it's like of 3 vocal tracks in a 2-track, but you want my quality, I'm not going to charge you 500. I might, depending on who you are and what your quality is, and depending on how respectful you are during the conversation. But it's silly for me to request $500 for that, right? So I mean, like, this is important, like, not to have set prices as well. Like, and then one of the things that I put in my contacts form on my website. So if you go to my website here, I'll pull it up. Check this out. Go to my website. Okay. If you go to my website, got some cool names on here. Whatever. You go to the Start Mixing tab. Okay. Request a quote. One of the things that I have is a budget. The reason why I ask a budget is sometimes, and this doesn't happen all the time, sometimes you provide so much value for someone, like on accident, partially because I have a podcast and a YouTube channel, and I do these live streams, right? Or especially in the early stages, this is important. Sometimes they have a budget that's much higher than what you typically charge. For example, there was a time when I was charging like $250 per mix, or less, $150 per mix, and someone came in and it's like, yo, I have $300 and that's my budget for this song. I'm not going to be like a dick or a jerk and say, yo, all of a sudden my price now is $300. I might still make them feel good about it. Like, be like, yo, awesome, dope. You asked for $300, then I do it for $250. Like $50 less than what you want. Because like over delivering, like just trying to get that. Oh, like, oh, you're gonna do me a favor. Like, I saw your budget $300. Yo, I actually charged $250, and let's run with it. Okay, first off, that's a good idea. But having a budget is important. Okay. I just get takes on the artist to get faster. I just get takes on the artist to get faster tracking because I don't really have people in my area to track. Yeah. Well, hold on. I want to rephrase this, Evan. Is that no matter where you go, there's always some sort of a local music scene. Now, if you spoke more specifically or typed more specifically and said, "There's not many people that I enjoy to track in the area," then that might be better, but I still think it's a matter of finding them as well. For example, when my career first started popping off, it was when I was in Utah doing these open mic nights. And when I was doing these open mic nights, like, every rapper that came in that was really good, like really good rappers, or these artists that came in, and they all thought they were the only artist, the only pop artist, the only hip hop artist, the rapper, the only R&B artist. They all thought they were the only ones in the area until they came to this open mic night that I was hosting. So I also think that no matter where you are, it's a matter of just finding them, because there are people that you want to track. And yes, they may be hard to find, but they definitely are there. It takes a lot for them to not be there. Not a whole session or anything. Wait. Not a whole session or anything. Okay. I'd love to visit an open mic night of yours. Yeah, are you in LA? Are you in LA? If you're in LA, I'm in North Hollywood, and we do about once a month. We have what's called Pass the Aux. So it's open mic night, but it's more about you get to play 1 or 2 songs, and from your phone or from like any sort of file or from whatever. Yeah, if you're in Santa Clarita, come down to North Hollywood or come up to North Hollywood, wherever. I don't know where Santa Clarita is, but come to North Hollywood sometime. If you go to inthemixstudios.com, we have events posted on there constantly. Didn't turn out too bad, to be honest, but there was definitely times I wanted to rush but couldn't. Still used a lute. Still could use a lot. Okay. Yeah. I think that's inevitable. That's another thing too, as a creative, as an artist, is the game is never done. It's never over. And that's just how it is. There's never a point in time where, like, this is it. This is the final mix. Like, very rarely. There's always things that you could improve on. It's never ending. And so that's why one of the first episodes of the podcast, I talk about how to give proper feedback. Because I feel like people are like really quick to give feedback. And they suck at it. Like, straight up. People suck at giving feedback on like mixes. And just in general, like, human beings suck at giving feedback to each other because they don't take into account that the person that they're giving feedback to is a human being with emotions. Like, there has to be context. For example, like, if for feedback, I will not give you mixed feedback, or even if you send it to me and you're like, hey, like on some friend level stuff, like not officially giving you feedback. Like, if you send me something that's already released, you give me a Spotify link, hey, tell me what you think. Oh, yeah, man, for sure. I'm not going to send you any feedback. Why would I send you feedback for something that you're not going to touch? That's already released. It's already finished. I'm not in the business of making you feel more insecure. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not my business. I, as an engineer, it's my job to make sure everybody in the room feels more confident. Everybody that I work with, that I have the opportunity to hang out with, feels more confident about their craft and themselves. All right, how do industry artists stumble upon your services? Word of mouth. Yeah, word of mouth, question mark? Yes, word of mouth, exclamation point. Various things. Word of mouth, discovery. The only time, okay, for example, there's cold clients, potential clients. Like, for example, if I run ads and I say, hire me for mixing, and I set all of my demographic and my target audience to be people that don't follow me, that have never heard of me, it's not going to be as effective as targeting people, or first off, this is a whole like content marketing. This is my jam. Marketing is my jam, all right? Obviously, you're here, which means that I did a relatively decent job. But I own a content marketing company specifically for podcasts. So I help these businesses sell product via podcasts. And the company's worth about, the last time we were about to re-up our valuation, so we're about to get a new valuation for the company, but last year's valuation of the company was about right under $3 million, actually. And so it's still a relatively small company compared to anything else. $3 million is actually not that much in the business world. Anyway, so in this content stuff, some of the stuff that you'll learn is, again, it's all about trust. So it's better for me. Let me try to break this down in steps. I mean, I need to break this down. I'm getting way too overwhelmed with the order of thoughts here. So it's better for me to run ads to get people to listen to my podcast for free, or to receive a product that they find valuable for free, instead of running ads to get them to pay for me. Does that make sense? The reason why these big audio companies say download this ebook for free or this PDF for free in exchange for your email is because that will convert more people than just straight up saying, hey, use Lander or whatever the heck is, or like Sound ID reference, whatever. It's because the thing, you have to give value first. You have to give value first. So word of mouth, but let's talk about where it's the word of mouth happens because I impressed someone. I gave so much value to someone and blew their minds. Not just, okay, if I give you a cake that you think is worth $100 because it was that damn good and that damn big and so elegant, but you find out that I'm only charging you $20, you're going to be so impressed, right? You're going to be so happy that you're going to be like, you need to eat this cake. You need to go to this restaurant and eat this cake. It's only $20. Are you kidding me? Let me show you the pictures, right? In the same way, if you come to me for mixing and I blow your mind, and relative to how much I'm charging, my service has to be more than what I'm charging. So let's say I'm charging $500. That means my professionalism has to be more than $500 worth in order for the word of mouth to actually work. Okay. So, going back to this. So the value that I give, for example, the podcast, the free podcast that I've been doing for almost 3 years now, 2.5 years, which has 250,000 downloads and has provided so much value for people and has helped people start full-time into music, have improved their mix, blah, 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 whatever, all this stuff. They started working, I got people to work with some big artists because of the podcast, whatever, right? I can say all that crap. More importantly, I've given so much value in a scalable, global way that all of a sudden now, I might want to come to their Twitch stream, and I trust him. And, I might even want to send some bits or cheer, like give him a tip on Streamlabs, or if you go to dk.live, you can give me a tip, right? And now Noah's subscribed, and Sweaty Freak subscribe because of probably the value that I gave them in some way, shape, or form. They feel like they owe me. I'm like the Don Dee Kei, like in what's that movie? Make you an offer you can't. The Godfather. There you go. Like I'm like Don Dee Kei from The Godfather. The more people that owe you favors, the better you're gonna do. Okay, I'm like skipping over so much stuff, and I'm like my thought process is not coherent and constructed very well. But I hope you get the point here. I enjoy mixing with the artists in the room because I feed off the energy they give in the morning, and you can read their body language when you try new stuff. I also love that. I mean, yes. Yeah, that's great. Thoughts on mixing with speakers versus headphones? I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of opinions, but I'm gonna answer that in a second here. We're gonna go into the next question here. Remote feedback. Okay, actually, feedback. Okay, let's read the comments first before we go into questions. Remote feedback on mixes is always a problem for me because of translation due to different playback systems clients use to listen. Yes and no. Yes, might that be it? And they might have expected a different style of mixing or a different sound than what you gave them. So that might be part of it. And yes, there are people that listen on different playback devices, but a good mix should be able to translate across all devices, right? And I'll start there, but I think mostly the problem there is trust. Like for example, if you're on like Fiverr or SoundBetter or whatever, and some random person hired, you know what the worst clients are always to work with? It's the random people. And not because of any other reason other than they just don't have as much foundational trust in you. You could do the best mix in your entire life, but if they don't trust you, they're not going to appreciate it. They're not going to appreciate it. Like they're not going to be satisfied. The satisfaction rate for those clients is going to be so much lower than someone that trusts you before you started working with them. And the problem with doing online mixes or growing an online brand is that there's no baseline trust unless you have some sort of content. For example, if you hired me because you listen to the podcast, you're going to have some sort of baseline trust because you listen to my podcast. You trust my word. And any sort of YouTuber that you watch or other sort of influencer that you watch or listen to, you're going to trust them, even though you've never actually worked with them. You're going to trust them, and you're probably going to have less feedback because you trust them. So that I think it's more of a matter of trust. You have to break the boundaries of trust. You have to increase the levels of trust. Let's see. I'm newer to mix. Okay, remote feedback. We're gonna slow down. I can't answer all these questions at once, so I'm gonna answer this question, and then we're gonna do this one first. Okay, thoughts on mixing with speakers versus headphones. I think this is a very, very important topic to talk about, because I honestly think that in the next 10 to 50 years, headphones are going to be mainstream for engineers and consumers. I really think so. And the reason is, let's talk about the pros of headphones, right? Obviously, speakers are amazing. Okay, so we're not even going to talk about speakers yet. We're going to start with headphones. What are the pros with headphones? One, acoustics don't matter. It doesn't matter if you're in a bad room, in a good room, on an airplane. Well, it does matter if you're on an airplane. There's so much noise. I mean, as long as you're in a relatively quiet environment, it doesn't matter where the heck you are. It doesn't matter. The acoustic space doesn't matter. You could go to NRG, a big studio, to Sunset Sound, and then all of a sudden go to your bedroom, and then go to another local studio. It doesn't matter where you are. The acoustics are not affecting your headphones. So I think that's the first benefit. Number two benefit is stereo imaging translation. And the reason why I bring this up, and people argue against this, and here's my argument for it. I have never mixed something to be hard left panned left and hard panned right that sounded good on the speakers, not feel louder in headphones. So I always, if I'm hard panning stuff left and right, I will always at least, especially lead vocals, right? Or any sort of things that's like main up in the front, they will sound louder because there's absolute separation from left and right headphone. Like anything that's like hard pan left and hard right, doubled like that, it's going to sound louder in the headphones because there's no cross feed. And unfortunately, that's how most people listen to music, without any sort of cross feed. So you need to have it balanced out for headphones as well. So if you're listening on speakers, you should check on headphones. But at the same time, if you're listening on headphones, you should check on speakers as well. Because I think there's something to be said about with speakers, you're moving physical air versus like headphones where there's not as much air that you're moving around. And I think that there's some emotion that translates on speaker a little bit more. Okay, so don't negate the value of headphones. I really like, and it's more important to have headphones that you trust and that you love, more important than any sort of quality of the headphones. These are $400, $500. These are competitive with the $1,000 planar headphones that you see. This is the Aventone planars, and they're half the price of the competitors. I forgot what the brand name is, but I love those, and I think they sound dope. I think they're a little bit scooped, but they're relatively flat, and I love them. It sounds great. They're very punchy. I like them. All right, so that's to answer that question. Okay, we're going on to line Linhart. Linhart97 says, I'm newer to mixing, just been mixing for friends and family. How would I know if I'm good enough to start charging for mixes? Well, it depends. It totally depends. In one answer, I could say you're always good enough to start charging. Right? It doesn't matter if you're absolutely beginner. If you spent the time to learn how to do something, might as well charge for it. But that being said, that doesn't work in every case scenario. So I think that if you start, there's supply and demand and basic economics that you have to take into account. The basic marketplace economics that you have to take into account. For example, you just started. You have no trust. There's no rapport. You don't have a portfolio. You don't know. Nobody knows about you. Maybe you have a friend. They don't necessarily trust you. The only reason why they trust you is because they're your friend, not because you make things sound good yet, right? I don't know. And if that's where you're starting at, so like at that very bottom level, the very entry level there, then I would suggest doing things for free and doing a lot of things for free, as much as you can handle. And start charging when you get so overwhelmed that you start to get upset that you're not charging. And I think that goes into like charging more as well. Like, when do you start raising your prices? I think it starts when you get so overbooked that you have no other choice but to raise your prices, or else it affects you negatively. For example, I will be so pissed off if I do a mix for $100. Like, I cannot do a mix for $100. It's a waste of my time. That's a waste of your time. You're not going to get the quality that you want because I'm not going to spend time on it at all. And like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that there's moments there, but in the beginning stages, the most important thing is to raise awareness for you and to build as much trust around your name and branding as possible. So work with anybody and everybody as much as you can for free, as long as you're willing to do it for free, until like you have no other choice. And you're going to see, this is called elasticity. And in economics, it's called elasticity. So to explain elasticity, it's for example, and this is like a real calculatable number that you can find, right? Disney charges, let's say, we'll keep numbers flat. So they have 100,000 new guests come into the on average, 100,000 guests come into their Disneyland every day, right? And they charge $100 per ticket. Now, let's say Disney can charge $200 per ticket and only 50,000 people come in every day. It was still much more profitable for Disney to double their rates, because with half the amount of guests, then you don't need to pay as much for upkeep. Like, you don't have to pay as many employees. You don't have to do as much cleaning. There's less work to do. There's less maintenance costs because there's less use. It's way more profitable. There's less maintenance. There's less customer service. Way more profitable to double your prices if you can maintain a 50% retention rate. Okay, that's really good elasticity. If you're a bigger company, a bigger person, or you're starting to build more trust around you, you have a lot more elasticity. You can charge more, and yes, you will lose clients, but in comparison to how much money that you're charging and how much money you're making versus to how many people you lost, if you have good elasticity, then yes, it's worth charging more. You have to keep that in mind. Like, what is the balance? But again, the only caveat with this is that it's in the beginning stages. In order to reach as more people and to get more clients and to build more trust, it is better for you to work with 100 clients in a month and make half the amount of money than it is for you to have 50 clients a month and make double the amount of money. Because now you only have 50 people spreading your word of mouth, and you have to work twice as hard for them because now you're charging double as much, so you have the expectation is higher, right? So it's harder to blow them away. So in the development growing phase, when you're trying to find clients, you have to blow them away and you have to work with as many people as you can. And if price is a barrier for getting people to work with you, then let that barrier go. Like, I think that's the best way to go. Okay, I'm talking a lot, but I want to answer these questions. This is a really great questions, and I think that this is like one of the most exciting streams I've done in a while. Let's be honest. 80% of the work, 80% of the artists that we all work with won't make it because there is no talent and don't matter how high they get. But again, we don't say nothing because we are getting paid. Auto-tune. Okay. Oof. We want to be careful with this. If you go into sessions with that mindset, then you are not going to make it to a certain level. I'm going to tell you the secret to getting big, to breaking the glass ceiling, to doing more work. The secret is really getting to the point where you truly believe everyone you work with might blow up, has real potential. It doesn't matter if they actually do, but the point is that you believe it, because then they will feel it. And those are the ones that want to keep working with you. That all of a sudden they trust. You know what's a stupid question that I get all the time that has nothing to do with my work at all? Like, for example, I have someone that is wanting to hire me for a couple songs, mix a couple songs. And the first question that they asked when they sent me the links and I listened to it and I called them on the phone and they said, "How did you like the music? Did you vibe with the music?" Why would an artist ask me that? It doesn't matter if I vibe with the music. I can make it sound good. Yes, I have experience in this genre. I can make it sound good. Why is it important for that artist to know that I enjoy the music? It's something to ponder. I'm going to leave that without an answer. And I think that this is where the secret is, to break that glass ceiling, to get more people. And the reason why you need to charge the rates that you feel comfortable with is because it is absolutely important for you to believe and want to work with everybody that you work with. If you go in and you're like, "Nah, this person is trash. Nah, I don't know why I'm doing this." And if you think that when you're going into every session, you're not gonna make it, dude, and you're not gonna enjoy it, and nobody around you is gonna enjoy you. Like, that's how it is. So that being said, I'm sure that Samir, who commented that, and I went on that's not what he's saying, but I twisted his words, but I'm not. That's not what I'm saying that he says or thinks. But I do want to be careful with that thought process too. Like, it's fun to make fun of artists that suck, but it's really not good for your craft. Wise Mandy, thank you, D. Tonesmith. Diamond District Studios, headphones equal consistency. Yeah, I hope I answered enough of that headphone versus monitors debate. Which DAW do you use? He's asking at Linhart. Okay, Evan on YouTube says, "How often will you be hopping on live?" I like these, both mixing and this Q&A thing right now. Good question. So I'm on streams every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So in Los Angeles time and LA time, I am 10 a.m. Friday mornings for sure. That's the only time that I'm like scheduled. But I'm trying to find other pockets of time, 2 to 4 hours each, where I come on the stream and just like mix and just talk. Because honestly, I like this too. When I talk, you think I'm just like spreading knowledge and stuff. But honestly, when I talk and when anybody talks, you're letting me think out loud and process my own thoughts and opinions and say, "Oh my gosh, that opinion that I just said out loud, now that I say it out loud, is dumb." Or, "Oh wait, that's actually a really valid point." And I come up with more reasons and things that expands my opinion and my reasoning when I talk about it. So I really appreciate this too. So thank you for stopping by. I hope to do this more often. What up, Blue? I like your pause, lol, but not true. I like your pause, lol, but not true. Wait, what? Plenty of people who we think aren't good are great to their fans. Yes. Hold on, I think that's important to bring up. Plenty of people who we think aren't good are great to their fans. And that's important. I also think that, on the opposite hand, it's important for you to enjoy it as well. Because even if they're big artists, for example, if you had the opportunity, I love Michael Jackson, right? And I would love to work with him. And he's dead, so I'm just going to use him as an example. Let's say you find out Michael Jackson, you get to work with Michael Jackson. Greatest, biggest artist of all time. Most money ever made by any singular artist of all time. Not even close. Bar none. By like, we're talking about like a 10 times multiplication factor. Next to the second biggest person. Maybe not 10 times the second biggest person, but anyway, Michael Jackson, if you come to the room and he's like a jerk to you and he just mentally, physically, emotionally just abuses you, slaps you around, he's just a jerk. I don't think that you would do your best work. And I think that Michael would feel that, or the artist would feel that. Granted, you don't get big unless you're nice. Like, that's another fact that people also don't consider too. Like, you do not, as an artist or as an engineer or any sort of business, people are very much in their own, like, I'm the main character of the story and I have all these problems and all these mental health issues and I have all these things that I don't even bother to ask if anybody else is going through, blah, 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 excuses. Anybody that thinks like that is not going to make it. Like, you're not going to make it. That's sustainable. You have to be kind and you have to be considerate. You have to, like, the more empathy that you have, the better you're going to do in this industry. Oh, down to the important questions. Patrick on YouTube says, what keyboard is that? What up, Patrick? So one of my hobbies, anybody listening right now, I'm really into mechanical keyboards. This is my first one. Actually, this is my second one, technically. I modded out my first one and broke it while moddering it. Like, I was desoldering stuff, and I accidentally burnt a contact point on the solder on the PCB, and that sucks. But this is an AKKO Akko. I forgot what it's called. The Akko something. But it's Japanese theme, pink. This is my first one. I love it. I modded it out. I oiled everything. I lubed everything up. It sounds really great. I literally like desolder stuff and solder things and like lube everything up by hand. Open up each individual. Here, I'm going to show you some. So each of these is a switch. You see? So I don't know if you can hear it. It's so quiet. Nah, it's not coming through. The gate on my voice is too high. But yeah, something. Akko something. But yeah, I have a whole little box of switches that are all pink. I actually, in next month, I'm going to order my next keyboard. It's going to be custom. I got some I'm going to pay way too much for it. But it's going to be dope. And I'm really excited to show everybody on the stream when I get it next month. So it's going to be more purple-based, lavender purple-based, like my room and my vibe. Because right now, this area of my desk is very pink-based. As you can tell, like, organization and colors and things being where they need to be is very important for me. And I have kids, so I can't be clean and organized all the time, but as much as I can be, especially in my office, as much as I can be controlled. Usually this stuff needs to go into the back closet area. I just haven't done that yet. And we have a family friend staying with us, so this is her suitcase, and she's staying in this room. All right, but in my office here. Okay, so plenty of people. Oh, Linhart 97 FL Studio. Oh, there we go. Will the studio be considering interns in 2022? Oh, always. We're always welcoming interns. If you want to intern, just email me at dk@inthemixstudios.com with a resume and a cover letter. Once again, I'm going to type it in, dk@inthemixstudios.com. Email me with a resume and a cover letter saying that you want to intern. Go for it. Okay. I answered most of the questions. And there was parts of this stream where I was just hyper into it and passionate about it. The business side of stuff, the marketing and the business side of stuff is very important to me, and I'm very passionate about that sort of stuff. And I start yelling and I apologize, and I know my mic is clipping, but who gives a crap because I'm passionate about it. Okay. Sweet. You know what? I wonder. I want to try. Can I try something? I had something. Hold on. Wait a second. I think I can hug Lou. Hug mastered by Lou. Hugs mastered by Lou. Hi Lou. You can like hug people now. I have some. I have some small. I don't know what they all are. I forgot what they all are, but I can go through. I have some cool Easter egg things. In how do I hug you? Exclamation point. Exclamation. Let go, dude. You mean? Let's go. Let's go. You're excited. You're like, let's go. Yeah, you got to do exclamation point hug and tag someone. Exclamation point hug. We'll do it again. Mastered. Oh, yo, Vince, are you here? Shamalama V, are you still here by chance? I have something to show you. Aww. Oh, you did all caps. It's got to be under lowercase. It's got to be lowercase, I think. Do it again. Do it again. Try it again. It's got to be lowercase. There you go. Hey. Hey. I also have something else that I want to do here real quick. Browser source. Holy crap. Holy crap. Here we go. Probably. Here we go. Do like a annoying an annoying goal here. There you go. Goals. Hmm. But yeah, we're gonna go anytime. Thanks, Lou. I needed that. Oh. Oh. Wait, you said hugs. It didn't work. Sweaty freak, it didn't work. Yeah, added the S. Dude, you gotta check out the Stream Deck I bought. You bought the Stream Deck? That's exciting. You have to show me how you use it. I've been watching some videos about it. I'm transferring some scenes and whatnot. I need to do some clips. I keep forgetting to clip my stuff. There you go. There you go. All right, we're gonna go back to this song. We're gonna go back to this mix. Hey, that's enough of a break. Okay. Sweet. So we're gonna go back in, and we're gonna. Well, that's scary. You know what I'm gonna do? Actually, we're gonna keep talking, and I'm gonna restart Pro Tools because it's getting heavy. I'm running a lot of CPU right now. Luckily, I haven't dropped any frames or haven't lost any frames, which is a good thing. But y'all like my background? I have more backgrounds for you if you want to see them. All right, let's vote for the backgrounds. Can I do a poll? How do I do a poll? Create a new poll. Here we go. Here we go. Here's a poll. Okay. We got this one. I'll call this one Overlooking the City. I think that one's good. I have Kirby, which didn't work. Hold on. Wait a second. Wait a second. Here we go. Here we go. We got Kirby. We got Kirby, which is super cute. And we got bookstore. Bookstore. What else we got? We got dogs swimming. And we got one more. We got another one. We'll just call this Sakura. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, we're going to start this poll for the next 2 minutes. I'm going to try this out. I've never done this before. I have no idea how to do this. Which background should I use? What is it? How does it look like? What does it look like? I don't know what it looks like. Poll management. I've never done this before. Is there a poll going on? Do you see any sort of options? Do you see any sort of poll option here? View results. Well, how did you vote? Hold on, wait a second. Wait a second here. Can I add a browser source? Wait a second. Oh, wait. Wait a second. What? Wow. How? It's in the chat window. I don't see it in my chat window. Also, that sucks. Like, it doesn't look good on the screen. All right, let me show the screens again. The different ones, because we still got like a minute left. We want the doggy. We want this one's actually really cute. I could watch this one all day. You already saw the city girl. We got the bookshop. I think it's vibes as well. This is like heavy vibes for me. We got Kirby. What's your favorite? Let's view the results. Oh, we got like 10 seconds left. Kirby? We got 2 people voting Kirby? Should I do the Kirby? Kirby wins. We're keeping Kirby. We're doing the Kirby. I love it. Kirby's so cute. All right, we're doing Kirby 1. That's cool. I've never done that before. Linhart contributed 200 channel points. That's dope. That's so cool. I've never done that before. That's so fire. Oh, it's in the chat window. I emailed you the screenshot. You emailed me the screenshot? Hold on, wait a second. Hold on. Dude, I'm customizing here. Hopping off. Thank you, Dee Kei. Of course, thank you for joining on, Evan. If you do use the link at Mixed Music Pause... Wait. Let me open up Pro Tools again. If you use the link at www.mixingmusicpodcast.com, you'll help support DK Mixes and I. What are you talking about? I'm going to buy Ozone, buy Isotope, finally. Oh, yo, even better. Lou, exclamation point, Isotope. Boom! Use that link for Isotope if you want 10% off your Isotope stuff or an extended trial period. Usually it's 7 days, but if you use that link, you get 30 days. All right. Jealous of it, want it, or at least the colors of it. I mean, it's pretty darn good price right now. What are you talking about? Wait, hold on. I'm missing a whole thing. But I don't know if the standard version is worth it since the advanced version comes with a lot. Okay. I would recommend the advanced version because the advanced version has very useful plugins that no other companies have. I think it's worth it. Okay. I mean, it's pretty damn good price. Yes, sir. It's in the chat window. Emailed you. Screenshot. Ozone. Okay. I love you guys. Yay. Black Santa. Aw. I also have emotes for subscribers. Custom emotes. We have go, like, interesting. I have cool emotes for the subscribers. All right, we're going to go back into this mix. I got distracted. I'm back. Chaka 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 chaka. Magic. Taka 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 taka. All right, here we go. We're gonna go. Here we go. We're back into the horns. Ooh. A little bit shorter. That's cool. Okay, and then we're gonna add like a dreamy reverb 2 here is going to be like a dreamy type, longer, probably like OG Valhalla. This coming up. CPU error occurred. Nah, F you. Here we go. So we're gonna do a little bit of compression here. I think. Let's do. I like this one. I want to use this more and more. Although, to be honest, this is like one of my favorite compressors of all time. And I think this one sounds great. We're really gonna need to automate this a lot, actually. And actually, before we go into this, let's split up the section. So going back to the demo. What do they say the What do they say the under BPM? Right now is the rough mix. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. I was just like listening. This is more like pre-chorus, actually. I got really distracted. I just got really into it. That's the chorus there. And this is going to be important for automation. The reason why I'm doing this is to help break up sections so I know what to do for automation. missed it again. I'm way too into it. I need to stop being distracted. I really need to stop being distracted. To answer your questions, do y'all like Luster's plates by Liquid Sonics? Yeah, I've used it before. I think it sounds fine. I think it sounds fine. I think that you can do a lot with it. I think that what you don't have with that is excuses. Such a good line. Like sugar, you go straight to my lips. Oh, wait, no. Like sugar, you go straight to my hips. Our lips are like magnets. Ooh! You go straight to my hips. I'm gonna call this. I think this is the hook and the post-chorus. And now I think we got enough information here, because now we can actually just easily automate this stuff. There you go. So now they're a little bit closer in the ball, in the range. Yes. All right. Where's that little synth thing? We need more of that. We need more of that. So see how I'm going to activate it and just turn it on. Now I can boost the volume. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to tighten up that low, mid, low end a little bit more later still, but Here's the strings. We're gonna use the bus first, so we're gonna minimize these as much as we can. Use the bus. We're gonna do the bus first. We're gonna make them inactive and just hide those. Basically, we're gonna try. Strings are really interesting to Bix. Always. We're going to throw in some verb here of the big kind. Do some smooth, like a smooth. Might want to do some EQ moves here. What up, Produce Greener, Prod Greener? Thanks for joining us on YouTube. Where are these placed? Very quiet. We need more of that kick to come through. That kick is not coming through right now. Why is that kick not coming through? It's kind of frustrating. We do want maybe like we want more of this kick to come through for sure. Let's take a look at what it's doing with the kick. Yeah, that kick's not coming through very much. Let's have it lessen up on the... Especially in this section, it needs to be louder. I think what's happening, I think there's too much low end in the snare. What we're doing with the snares here. It's not cutting through at all. Like, I'm not feeling that transient at all. We're gonna work backwards. Still not doing. It's still not. And something is really throwing me off with these. Let's start over with these snares. I think what I'm going to try to do as well is like replace and supplement a little bit. Typically don't replace the snare. Oh, I'm missing some comments. Let me read some of these comments. Sorry, I got focused for a second. I have a question. I watched your mixing trap video you uploaded recently. In the video, you routed all the vocals through a vocal bus, which had all the main processing. Are all the effects coming after the processing on the channels that were routed to it? The filters and reverbs and stuff you had on the ad-libs. Sometimes I do it directly on the ad-libs, like for that's like my template for like quick trap stuff, like not really doing too much with too many tracks. And most of the times with like effects on the ad-libs and stuff, I put the reverbs and delays directly on, like on the inserts, and then just blend the wet dry knob because I'm lazy. I did the same thing in a mix I did today, but in Ableton, the effects on the groups comes after the individual tracks. And I just felt it would make more sense the other way around. I did the effects on the group comes after the individual tracks. Wait a second. I'm not sure if I understand. Are all the effects coming after the processing on the channels that were routed to it? Yeah, so if I have a send, if I'm understanding correctly, if I have a send, no, I definitely do. Oh, yeah, if I'm using the reverbs and delays on the track itself and I'm compressing the bus, then yes, it's compressing the reverbs and delays. But if I'm using a send, then it's not compressing the reverbs and delays. So oftentimes, yeah, fresh air is free. But yeah, you don't compress the reverbs. Yeah, I definitely do compress the reverbs and effects sometimes. But I would say that partially it's out of tone, but mostly it's out of laziness. I don't think that there's a right way or a wrong way to do it. I don't think that I gave it as much thought as you have. I think that's just what it comes down to. Is that fair to say? All right. We're going to go into... Let me see if I can do like a trigger here. I might want to just like blend in a different snare sound because I'm losing headroom by the minute. And let's see what I have here. Browser sounds. Wait, let's see car slams. I think that sounds dope. All right, let's see what that does. All right, trigger 2, trigger snares. I don't know what this is. Boo. Oh, that's kind of cool. Boo. Boo. Uh, uh. Too thin. I need something. Try that. Boo. All right, let's try this. We're gonna mute all these. We're gonna solo this. That sounds dope. Oh, but the car slam doesn't work. It's too far away. Cool. Also cool. Try this one. I don't know. It's not working either. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. I know. I recognize the problem. So we're halfway there. Even with that the muted bass, the kick isn't coming out very strong. I wonder why. Is it because of the clipping? What is going on? I think it just needs some more. Oh, why does it do that? I hate when it does that. This snare sucks. What am I supposed to do? I don't know what to do. We're getting desperate here. All right, now for the kick. just not punchy enough. You know what I'm talking about? It's just not coming through. I hate when that stuff accidentally happens. Alright, we're gonna have to fix this up and figure out what to do with this. I need it to be more slappy. Hold on. I did the same thing in mix. I did it today. Okay, hold on. Where were we at? Okay, I just thought maybe you routed. Okay, thanks for the answer. Yo, I just tuning in. Sounding dope. Little Lab's Voice of God. Yeah, I love the Voice of God. I actually don't have a Voice of God right now, which is crazy. Make sure you see that high trumpet track. It's separate from the other tracks, and you can rely on claps pretty heavy if you want more transient snap. Yeah, right now, you kind of hear what I'm focusing in on. I'm trying to get that, like... Getting closer. I'm still not quite. hearing what I want to hear. What up, Noah? Yo, what's good? Still need to hold on. I'm like kind of like. I think another thing that we just need to do as well is turn everything down. Let me bust everything that I have so far. Just turn it all down in general. What up, Noah? Let me see what other, like, I don't want to change the tone too much, but let me see what I can do here. So I'm bending over. I have bad posture. What was I looking for? Crap, what was I looking for? J37 for sure. Yeah, I was definitely looking for the J37. How'd you know? Noah, you know. Let's see here. No, I was looking for the amp thing. I don't know what it's called. I just want to see what it does. Oh, there it is. That's not it either. Nah, it's just that like that 100 to 200 hertz area is just a little bit muddy. Let's sort this out. And then we'll do, what I'm going to do is, we're going to do this. I usually try to avoid this at all costs. As you can tell, I've really tried hard. But we're going to do this. We're going to sidechain it here. Frequency dependent. See what this does. Let's listen again. I think we're getting closer. Still not super happy with that snare tone quite yet. I think you're right. I think we're just going to have to use more percussion with the claps and see how that goes. Let's do the claps here. We haven't even gotten to the effects. This is so exciting. Electricity effects. Probably, I'm not planning on touching these almost at all. Sounds like Gavin's in the chat as well. Thanks for joining us. Spooky, dissonant sweep things. I like that. Still not super happy with that snare tone, but I don't want to change it too much at the same time. Let's do some automation here. Probably turn the kicks down during these bits. Kicks and snares during these bits. Not doing it together. All right, fine. That's cool. Alrighty, and then we're going to turn these up. I just don't like the sound of that clipper. I think that's just what it is. Okay, we're getting better, getting closer. Throw some more horns in. Closer. Slowly getting closer.
No need to resist. I live some madness.
There you go.
Like sugar, you go straight to my hips. I live some madness. When you wind back, no need to resist. I live some
Okay, we're gonna have to make them a little bit more cohesive and bring it all together, bring all the elements together a little bit more. We're gonna do not a lot of stuff. So the last things that are remaining for this mix are, still want to do some stuff with the instrumental. Then we're gonna let the vocals sit in nicely. We're gonna balance out the vocals. Then we're gonna go into the effects. This whole list of effects here that I haven't even played with. And then we're gonna go into the automations. So there's still a few more steps left with all of this. But we're working on it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a day for now. I'm going to take a break. And change it up a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is come back to this tomorrow or another day. And let this sit for a minute. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. What up, what up, what up? All right. Thanks so much for joining, Noah. Noah10558. Thanks again for subscribing via Prime. Sweaty X Freak, thank you again for resubscribing for 2 months in a row. My boy, Classic Honky B, thanks for following. It's Victory. Thank you for following. Appreciate it. Appreciate all your follows, all your subs. These do help out a lot, so I'm grateful for all y'all do. Hold on, wait a second here. I think there's one thing that I want to do. I don't remember how to get there. Alerts master volume. Maybe turn it up a bit. Contest giveaway. No. We're not doing that. But sorry, I'm messing with my Twitch stuff here. Hey, you want a hug mastered by Lou? There you go. There you go, Lou. Hold on. Does that help change the orangeness? Is it a little bit more mellow now with the light? Hello. Okay, sweet. Jiffy Lou in the chat. Oh, that's good. Jiffy Lou, that's good. Also, someone in Discord said the best one ever. Who was it? Lou, I got the next one for you. Alan says, Scooby Dooby Lou. Scooby Dooby Doo Lou, where are you? Daniel Roberts says, L1 limiter Lou. Got low latency Lou. I like Jiffy Lou. Jiffy Lou, that's clever. I like that one. That's a good one. All right, but I think I need a little bit of a break. I might come back to this even later tonight. But as of right now, I need a little bit of a break for my ears and kind of like refocus on what's important. Do some stuff here. But what we're going to do, I'm going to pitch all my stuff. Join the Discord server if you're not already in the Discord server. And yeah, it's all fun and games. Also, here's my links to my stuff. Links to my stuff. And if you're watching on the computer and you go to the About Me section on my Twitch, let me show you here. You go to the About Me section on my Twitch. You're going to find, we're going to keep this muted, good. Oh, sweet. We're already there. On the About Me section, you're going to find all of this stuff. You can click on it. You can find out I'm live right now, Friday, 10 a.m. You can also, I also have it set up where if you go to, this is cool, dkmixes.live. I bought this domain earlier today. So dkmixes.live will take you into this. And whatever you into, mute this. Okay, so check this out. So I'm going to do, minimum tip is $1. I'm going to tip one time. I'm going to donate to myself, making sure that I don't have any sort of weird thing. Hold on. There's donate. I'm going to do it with PayPal. I'm going to PayPal myself. Oh, wait. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want my PayPal information out there. I'm pretty sure I have it set it up to do this really cool thing. We're going to find out if it works. I'm giving myself a donation in order to prove something here. Also, I have to pee so bad. I can't pay myself via PayPal. Dang it. No, I can't pay myself. But if anybody leaves a tip, if you leave a tip and donate any amount, it'll read out loud this. Oopty scoop. So that's the cool thing right now. One more time, if you go to dkmixes.live, you'll see you'll see the stream, you'll see the chat, you'll see the YouTube stuff, just a bunch of cool stuff here. You can donate. And it's got cool colors. Nice. Pikachu. All right, y'all. I think what I'm going to do is eat some dinner, get some protein and carbs in me, and then come back. And I need to finish this song. I'm not in any rush to finish it. I'll probably do it in a few more sessions rather than just one more. And on Friday, I'm doing another stream. So Friday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Is that New Year's? I know it's holiday, so like things are weird. Typically, I'm not actually supposed to be working, but I love, like, unfortunately, fortunately, I like working. That's just how it comes down to it. That's just what it comes down to. I'm addicted to work. So on Friday morning, that's the 31st. So that is New Year's Eve. If you're available and want to hang out on New Year's Eve, feel free to do so. We'll do mixed feedback. I'll listen to your song, give you feedback on a mix, give you some thoughts. And we'll have fun. On that note, happy mixing, my friends, and stay saucy. Let me play some music on the way out. Here we go.